I think we just overly love posing. I think
Yeah.
right now, and so we just are. Every time we come live, we're just like, okay, all right.
We're all just part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know how to.
We just need to add sound
Is this
effects.
anything?
That's
No.
all. All right. Anyways,
I'll find a good one.
this is far, far too chipper of an atmosphere. Far too chipper. I object.
Uh-oh.
Because if you recall, as you all walked through the streets, leaving behind the waterfront, you see the narrowing avenues of white cobblestone and white stone. The terraces, everything here was a little tattered, a little set to not ruin, but age. And you can tell quickly, and although I think this is everyone's here's first visit of Fano, as far as I recall. And so there's so many stories of Fano that have circulated throughout the lake region. But this, you walking through these streets, perusing it with your own eyes, it is without a doubt a sad echo of something that was once proud. Yeah, it's way too chipper. We're talking about dead owlbears. Come on, guys. But as you walked through these streets, and a reminder that all should have acquired the equivalent of a nice long rest.
Ooh.
As you walked away up your way to here. Words, great.
Walked your way up
Got
to
it
your
in
way to here.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Without warning, though, as you walked through, discussing how you, Locke perusing through the diary, the private diary. And by the way, Locke, as you glance through it, and one of those things that was mentioned last time, and in Anne's notes in our little summary, was that there was mention of the crystallines, and there was mention of like a city below the lake, a forgotten one. As you were looking through, just to add a little bit of flavor and context, as you were glancing through, there were notes that you could read like that, where it's like, oh, there's lost people. There was notes on simply like the day-to-day of people. Like, it's like, oh, it was odd because each page was something different. Some was a sort of tracking of a kind. Some have just symbols on it. So what you were able to pull together was from the words that you could read. But there is a lot more in there as well. And we also only had a quick glance as you kind of looked through it. But that was sort of what the information that you were able to pull out. But as you guys are discussing, okay, we're heading to the Waterleaf bookshop, and this is what I read in the book, and just kind of talking. A black horse suddenly emerged from an alleyway entrance. This withered, just bony individual covered in a dark mantle seemed to just, with a vacant gaze, look over to y'all. And then slowly, the clopping of the footsteps of the horse as it retreats back into the alley.
Dead horse. Dead horse.
Which is where we find ourselves right now. As you walk, you're still on your way to the Waterleaf bookshop.
Was that strange to anyone else?
Yeah, slightly.
Yes. I don't know what else it'd possibly be other than strange, terrifying, shit your pants.
Did you?
Did I shit my pants?
I'm just curious.
Heroes don't shit their pants.
So did you?
That was the next one.
Love it.
Now remind me. Did y'all roll anything to see? This was kind of near the end of the last session. Did you roll anything about these horses? This individual?
No, we didn't. We were
Okay.
shocked and appalled, and that was the end of the game.
Great. Shocked and appalled. Goodbye. That's how I like to leave my games. So would you like to? You want to
Yes.
see like what the
God,
fuck
yes.
that was about? Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all can make me a history or investigation check, whatever you'd like.
Could I make a nature check for knowing
No.
about horses? Okay, great.
Uh-uh.
Good. Mhm.
I mean, you can actually. Who am I to say no?
No.
You absolutely can learn all you want about
The
that horse.
DM?
Like, is it like
you
an
are in charge.
Arabian horse?
You can say
is
no.
it?
Listen, is Hex a horse girl? Yes.
Yes, maybe.
I will roll, but I will also let someone else roll because I have a -2 to my...
I have no expectations this is going to go well, so we're just going to roll with
Go
it.
do it.
I decided
Alright.
to roll nature anyways, just to like stick to my guns, and I rolled it.
I
anyway,
like
so.
it. I like it. Well, the first thing that you see when you're looking at that horse, Hex, is it's a rather healthy looking black horse compared to the rider. It's a horse for sure. I mean, it's black,
Horse is a
has
horse, of
armor on
course.
it. It's a horse, of course.
It's a horse, of course.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed.
You rolled an 8 on your
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
As such, you do not know
horse.
what breed of horse that I would have given you had you rolled really high on nature. So that's unfortunate. All right, what are some history rolls we have here?
I rolled like
That's an
18. Hold on.
11 for old Locke.
Yeah, why did you roll so many?
I was on the notes page and I was like, why is my roll not showing up?
Oh.
Nice.
So
Your
we'll go with
first
the
roll was a
one.
17.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Great. What else?
got a
Lakeson with a
14.
14. What else?
Oh, Locke got a
Locke
13
got
- 2, 11.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then actually, did you also roll the history, right? Hex or no?
I didn't, but I will.
Okay.
I'll do it now.
Yes.
I'll do
Yes,
it now, just
please.
to be a part of things.
Just to be a part of it.
You know, I thought I had to choose, but you know what? I won't. Screw choice. I'm going in.
I choose both.
Hey!
Amazing.
Not bad.
So, all of you, as you stare at like the receding face and horse back into the alleyway, are struck by one thing that you recall being talked about while you were still on the boat over here. You talked about the different orders that exist in this city, and Hex had actually mentioned the Order of Indos. And there was, and whether it was also overhearing one of the people on the ship that was working and talking about their experience with Fano, mentioning like, oh man, it's so weird when the riders are out and about. You're able to put together the Order of Indos are the ones that were known to the Nine, one of the Nine. The Nine would go around on horseback throughout the city and simply watch. Watch and unsettle. Now, when you were told, like, oh, it's weird, maybe you brush it off. But now, seeing that, you're like, okay, now that is weird.
Could I, kind of hearing that, kind of feeling that, remembering that, could I roll an insight check just to sort of see what this person definitely was giving off creepy vibes, but like, can I insight to be like, are we in danger, or like, was this person just like creeping like, I see you later, like, or are they like scouting us to like cook our brains or something?
Sure. Absolutely.
Definitely
I will
brain
roll
cooking.
brain cooking.
I
Well,
mean,
man, not
help
great.
brain
6 plus
cooking out.
4, 10. So
10.
I am very neutral. on what I found
Well,
about this person.
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
The presence of this individual is unsettling, and you
Okay.
feel that straight to your core.
Got it.
Unsettling, however, doesn't necessarily mean with intent to harm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to peel the one away from the other necessarily and think on a 10 you're like, I'm uncomfortable and I don't like being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you didn't sense an intense like bloodthirst targeted at you as
Got
like
it.
the hood kind of turned your way.
No, like Hisoka, like
Right.
blood rage. Okay.
Exactly.
I think even with that, I think Locke would still like not making like a big show about it, but like take out his oar, and be like, just like
Hold
if
it a
it's
little
time,
tighter.
if we're gonna rumble, I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
first in there. So
And as you continue to walk through the streets, and kind of more assuredly exit a waterfront and just kind of start really walking through the neighborhood of Tetha, which is where you are. You have a ways to go. You're headed looking for the Waterleaf bookshop. But as you start kind of walking through these streets, you notice that this is a bit more of a commerce-y area. There's little inlets and these things that are storefronts. So as you walk through these streets, if you would like to stop anywhere along the way for any kind of shopping, or just maybe, information gathering or anything like that, there are some areas around here.
Well, how much money do we actually have on us at this point? We've been weren't we given a bit of
oh yeah,
something?
let me check my my pockets here. Locke opens up his little vest and turns out his pockets, and 1 copper coin falls out. Is this a lot of money?
No.
Then,
Not at all.
Then none. I have no money.
All right. Well,
You didn't
We
get a
won't be able to-
stipend from your family?
And as you say family, Locke pulls his hood up and is like, we don't talk about that. No, nothing happens. There's no reaction when you say the word family. No, they didn't. Did yours?
Looks around at the group. No, they didn't.
Can I roll another insight check?
You don't have to ask. Please do.
That's a history check. Insight
Let me
check.
roll my deception
17.
test, man. Hold up.
Yeah. Ooh.
I love when the dice tell their stories. Yes, excellent.
Locke would look at Langston and be like, not say anything. Just, I'm on to you.
Langston was not comfortable in that lie anyway.
Yeah. And Kay, you also note this, as Langston is very, you can tell even without that insight check, with when they first said oh, your family didn't give you money, there was a genuine, what do you mean? That's not how everybody operates?
Yeah.
And then a very poor attempt to be oh, just kidding, I know how the world works.
As he's dropping a money sack and a little note rolls out from mom, have fun on your adventure. It's scooping money back. Oh, so sorry.
Oh god, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Kay, noticing that, just kind of eyes shoot over to Langston for a moment, doesn't really say anything. Then after a moment passes, says, I have some money for myself.
Well, is there anything you'd like to buy, Kay?
No, but we can talk to plenty of people, and if I can buy information, then maybe.
Oh, mighty DM. Just in the immediate vicinity, are there any shops of note, or are you gonna let us just be I want to go to a bicycle shop, whatever?
I want to go to the Pokeball shop.
tempting.
Pokeball.
Tempting.
Take it
yes,
to the candy shop.
all better, honestly.
Yeah, so there's a couple of establishments that maybe stand out to you on this this one row as you kind of turn a corner and head deeper in.
Is there a horrendous?
No, oddly, but you know, you
smelling.
did see, you could have sworn earlier you saw somebody like kind of walking through an alleyway, definitely dressed in their rental uniforms.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the little cap
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
All right.
But no, you don't.
Is that all that it
is?
is? Butt ass
Just a
naked with a
cap.
little cap.
Nothing else.
No, it's the what's it? The hat without the thing. What is that called?
A visor?
Tits out, like
I'm pretty sure it's a visor. Like the golf hats where your hair pokes up through the top of them.
Oh, yeah, like a visor.
basically.
Yeah, I think it's a visor.
Okay, it's a visor.
That's a
I guess I
visor.
forgot visor. Yeah, it's just a visor. I'll design it later, okay? Gosh, I wasn't ready. But on a certain street you see, so we also mentioned here, by the way, there is, through some of the stonework, there is like the hissing of steam and things like that. So it's a little bit of an interesting environment that has a mixture of stone and steam and kind of makes the whole already kind of rainy atmosphere just a little bit more uncomfortable through the heat. In one particular area, the steam seems to be a little bit more concentrated, as there is a larger building. It looks to be maybe like it was a factory at some point. But literally coming out almost like facing the street is a steam vent that kind of blows steam in through the street. But as you try to like look past that, you see a sign that reads Vernie Miss Bow and Arrow.
Ooh.
Up the street a little bit, you see kind of purposefully, kind of almost like on the opposite corner of where the steam is, as far away as would be possible on this little street, is a gaudy shop. It has the light from inside is like spilling out through the street, and honestly makes it harder to see through a lot of the steam that comes out, but it's bright and it like just kind of stands out in and of itself. And then a bit of a ways, it's kind of further, you'd have to get a little bit closer to fully see it, but you do see a set of stairs opening into this kind of like larger shop. It has this sort of bay window style thing like up at the front that juts out, and you see the sign of an apothecary even from this far.
Oh, man.
So you have some options, and if there's anything very, very particular that you really want, you can definitely do that. Now, as you come up this street, though, and you turn and see some of the streets, some of the shops that are available to you, a voice from behind chimes up, and you hear, seems to be like a young kid going, "That's them, that's them, that's them. They were there at the crossroads. They kicked butt. They kicked butt." And the other one that it seems to be talking to is this kind of like bigger kid, seems to be kind of grumpy, has his arm crossed, and be like, "Stop lying. I bet you they weren't that." But then he sees kind of like you looking, and he kind of yeah, they're like trying to be like really not impressed, but then y'all are looking kind of over as their voice carries through. Okay, I mean, maybe they did it, and then suddenly a third kid comes up and starts yelling, "The heroes! There's heroes over here! Guys, there's heroes!" And he's trying to like run over here, like running towards y'all and being like, "Oh my gosh, were you guys chasing people earlier at the docks? I heard about it. Is that true?"
K points to Locke.
Locke points to himself. No.
You did it?
Why, yes, of course.
Did you kill somebody?
Of
Did you
course
kill them?
not. What? No. See, that's the thing. Heroes don't kill people without very, very good reason.
The grumpier one kind of like punches the arm of the other kid. "See, I told you, they're not cool, all right? They didn't. actually do anything. I bet you're making it up.
Now, that's just rude on many fronts. You punched your friend, and you said we're not cool.
Everybody knows that you have to, like, kick butt to, like, be cool. And if you didn't kill anybody, then you probably didn't, like, do anything.
Oh, there are fates
kill
much
someone,
worse
too.
than death.
I think Locke would actually like kneel down. Locke's not very big, but he thinks much bigger of himself than he is. Sort of kneel down in front of this kid and be like, look very seriously in his eyes and be like, "All right, little one.
I'm not little.
Just bear with me here. You know, it's not always cool and heroic to be a jackass and hurt people for no reason. Sometimes it's more heroic and stronger to hold back. Even though I did almost knock someone's head off, but not
You
the point.
see his eyes kind of, like, open wide a little bit at that?
Yeah.
You did.
All I'm saying.
Did you
what-
really
what-
do that?
Yes, sometimes my rage and my very strong arms get away from me, but
His arms uncross and kind of, like, starts to listen to you a little bit more, like, earnestly.
here's the thing. Yes, we are those heroes, but also don't just go hurting people.
You
But
guys are. And one of the kids starts running up the street, kind of trying to, like, talk to anybody that's in the area shopping, being like, "They're over there. They were," and you just see them kind of start running
seems.
off. But
Can
No, you don't want to argue with the children. They're children.
yeah, sorry. Hey, what's your name, young, old, big boy?
Young.
What's your
old,
name, big boy?
What's your
Right.
name, big boy?
What's your name?
We'll go with that. Young, old, big boy.
Young,
how
old,
do you
big
know
boy.
my nickname?
Right, well, that's what heroes do.
It's Yop,
They give
right?
nicknames.
Yop, young, old,
Yop.
big boy.
Yeah, with 3 B's.
Well, my name is Jin.
Hi, Chin. So
But people
okay,
call me Big.
Big. Well, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Jin or Big? Or Big Jin?
Kind of, you see him glance over, like, his friend, and, like, Big's fine.
Right?
You can tell he's probably, like, wishes that wasn't his nickname, but
Yeah.
he's, like, like, trying to own it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Jin. Because that's
Sounds more
excellent.
grown up.
It does sound more grown up and very cool.
See?
We're
Cool name. Like, to his friend.
in fact, I wish my name was Jin. But Jin, real quick, what we're looking for a bookshop. Do you know where it might be?
Oh. I mean, yeah, I know, like, bookshops.
I think
I can read.
Waterleaf, right? We're looking for Waterleaf bookshop.
The Waterleaf, yeah, what do I get out of it, though? Will you give me, do you have a knife? Can I have a knife? Do you have a knife?
I will give you all the money I own.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
It's right up there. You just
Excellent.
go that way, then, like, it's, like, on the left. No, like, but, like, seriously.
I'm being absolutely serious right now. And he gives him the 1 copper piece. And now I feel like an asshole.
Man! God.
Hey,
And he, like, you
being
see him,
a-
like, scuff his feet and, like, walk away. Like, cheated.
Hey, watch your mouth. Don't curse.
What, you gonna pay me? With what?
I literally just gave you all. You know what? I'm getting tired of talking to this boy. And he like sort of turns and looks to the rest of the group and be like, I was trying to do some sort of older didn't work. I'm working on it. This is my first time.
I noticed
here.
it could use just a bit of tweaking, perhaps.
Oh,
Feel like
Ida says things that are far more rude than tweaking, but you know.
oh, what's the rudest thing she's ever said?
The rudest thing, about what you can stick up an orifice if you don't do what she says.
The
Wow.
one kid, not Jin, but, like, the other one that, like, he was looking at is, like, standing next to you, Langston, and it's just like, like, trying to, like, listen and observe, like, rudest, like he perked up and was listening to, like, the rudest thing, but then got very confused because he's probably not familiar with that word, but he's like gonna keep it like for later. He's like, orifice, okay.
Yeah.
They seem to be sticking around y'all, like kind of like hovering around.
Yeah, so I almost said Nox. That's my other asshole of a character. Not this one. This is a new brand. And she kind of is like looking at the children. She's got like curiosity, but like a hint of disdain for all of these kids, especially as they like get super close. And she goes, "So there goes our, flying casual under, the radar. I don't know if you know what a radar is, but it's this cool new scrying technique I've heard a lot about." But
you can do so the one kid that had like ran up to start like gathering people, like just trying to tell whoever was out on this street, had been kind of like running, like nearing, coming back around.
Yeah.
I was like, magic?
Well, if I say yes, will you go away?
No.
No.
No, we don't necessarily want to send them away. Think about this. One of the cool things you learn in poor cities is that you can pay the kids who are out here. They can be your eyes. At least that's what I've read.
You should pay them more than a copper, though.
That's literally, I didn't lie. It's all the money I have, and I'm not going to give.
Then you're
how old
poor,
are you?
okay?
I'm very poor. How old are you? I'm not going to give you a knife.
Like, 16. I can carry a knife. You can make an insight check if you want, but it's probably not necessary. He's lying.
Dang, tiny
he
little
looks like
16-year-old.
13. Like,
do you want to do some magic?
Yeah. Can you make this into like a gold?
No.
With the magic
But I can make you feel real terror. She reaches up into her crown and pulls out like one of her bloody seeds and hands it to him. And she says, "Hold on to me. Hold on to that, big guy." And she just like waits for him to be. Yeah, go ahead.
No, like he's like, wait, like he has it in his hand, but he's like, you say like terror, like I don't.
Fun,
here, and he tries to hand it off to his friend.
Fun.
Like, you wanted the magic.
Yeah. And as soon as he's like handing it off to somebody else, echoing in his mind and then switching into the other person's mind as the token is exchanged, it goes, "Hello."
He screams.
Like
he screams like legitimately, and a couple of like people. One person kind of emerging, seeming from the apothecary up the street, turns to like at the scream and like starts looking over, like, what's going on?
That is a good question. When the one kid was like, "Hey, look, there's heroes over here," were people like responding?
Yeah. You want to make me a perception check?
I would love to. That's gonna be oh wow, +6. Holy shit! Good job, Locke. I'm perceptive as hell. When it's still an 11. Hell yes.
11. So you were a little bit preoccupied talking to Jin.
I was trying to be a cool older brother, and it did not fucking work.
But when the other one started like running around, before you were distracted by Jin, like you went and you kind of glanced. Seems to be mixed reactions from what you can tell. Some are like, all right, just ignoring the kid. Some seem to be talking to each other, not getting one particular vibe.
Got it.
If anybody else was concerned, I know, Hex, you seemed concerned at first when they started running. I don't know if anybody else was. Feel free as well.
I want the attention.
Excellent.
Okay, Kate's just looking
necessarily
for a time to insert with the kids, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I told you I had a dragon?
What?
Would that make it seem like I'm a real hero?
No, but like, we know you're a hero. Like the one of them, it's like, no, we saw you. Like you kicked butt. There was like you pointed to like Hex. Like you transformed and you had this person at like sword. I saw you had a sword, and then you have a dragon.
Has Langston shown the dragon to? Is this news to us basically as well?
No, y'all would have seen.
Okay,
seen
okay.
it.
The dragon still
When
goes
we were on the
fish at one
ship,
point,
for
I
sure.
think.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Okay.
Because since he's not where he was before, he doesn't really
Yeah.
care about showing that he has dragon that much,
Yeah,
which
true.
might be for better or worse. Well, he doesn't know.
Don't know yet. Don't know yet.
But he's like, I'd imagine she would just, speak over in Draconic and be like, just spread her
Pops
little
up.
wings.
Is she sitting up on your shoulder? Does she kind of climb up there and like show herself off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The kid. So when Hex, in the scariest voice, went hello in their heads, Jin like dropped the thing, not caring if the other kid like got it or not, and kind of like screamed and like kind of like backed off. But then when realized like nobody else was like the rest were kind of still hanging around y'all, because like didn't want to be the one that left off. So it kind of like stepped away. When the other one that was running around, kind of getting closer, telling people all about like, oh look, these are the people that were running around the docks earlier, kind of a deal, like telling y'all a story, comes back around, does pass by UK, as Langston shows off his dragon. No big deal. And
big deal.
all of them look over, and even Jin kind of steps forward, again, just in absolute awe. And the one running around stops kind of in the middle of the street closest to UK, like just staring at the dragon. This is not something they see very often at all.
Yeah. The K's gonna let this go for now, letting them like absorb it and everything.
Okay. Is she real? Is that
She's
like
definitely real,
really?
but she doesn't like for.
Does she bite?
Ida,
Does she?
Will you be nice this time? I don't think
I would
she'll
let
bite.
you decide. Will she be nice?
Do you have something to give her? A gift of some sort?
Like a copper.
I have a copper, says Jin. Wait, I have. Hold on. And like the one digs into their pocket, and there's like some really stale, kind of moldy bread, like a corner, like piece of bread in their pocket. She like this? It's like it's fine. It's like only a couple days old.
No, I don't think she does. But you know what? It's probably better that you don't touch her. She has her moods.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Is she like, does she get bigger?
She will. At least I think she will.
So,
Probably.
So they have a baby dragon.
as the camera sort of like pans over these kids that are enthralled with the dragons, Nox. Who am I? Hex has gone from like disdainful of the children to basically being one of the children, seeing this dragon pull out for the first time, and she goes, "Did you work with a rescue, or did you work with a breeder? Where's this? How did you two meet? What's the whole deal?"
Oh, I found a geode. And apparently it wasn't a geode. And she hatched from it.
That's amazing.
I
That's what I
seems
said,
to
too.
almost like when you're talking about this, kind of pridely, like very pridefully, kind of like you see her kind of strutting from one shoulder to the next, like to the other shoulder, and it seems almost doing like a he's mine kind of a thing.
Locke digs around in his bag real quick and grabs out like whatever ration meat or whatever, and like sort of looks at
jerky,
like
dry jerky or something.
looks at Langston and like makes eye contact and like looks at the kids like, were you trying to be nice? Were you trying to be polite and be like, don't touch my fucking dragon, by saying she gets in mood?
Oh no.
Okay.
She's a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
She has her own traits and everything.
So, go ahead, Locke. Yeah.
I would just sort of like hand it over to Biggs, like the little piece of jerky.
Yeah.
And then like Wink coolly, not weirdly. There's a fine line.
Very fine line here.
Roll a wing check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wink check.
Oh boy, wing check that's gonna hurt. What stealth performance? What do you want?
No,
Religion?
I need specific religion. Yes. So big like Jin pockets the coin that he had like been trying to present earlier,
Mhm.
and like takes the jerky if you give it to him, and then kind of like you can see that actually like he's kind of nervous to approach it, and then his friends like egging him on like, go do it, go towards it, and he's like, okay, and he's like holding it out before he's even anywhere near it, kind of just like walking forward like, okay, here, don't, here, and he just ends up like throwing it as he gets a little bit close, like throws it up so it doesn't he doesn't get too close, and
I think she'd catch it in the air.
Ooh.
jumps off your shoulder, swoops for a second, catches it in the air, and lands on your other shoulder,
Beautiful.
and just kind of like chomps it down in like 2 bites, which in and of itself is
4.
a little daunting.
Yeah, so Hex is like watching all of this, like pretty enthralled, and then she goes, "Oh, Langston is the rescue." Like Langston.
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like Langston is the pet.
Have you told us their name yet?
Ida, yes.
Okay.
Which, by the way, my name is Ada, and everybody mispronounces my name as Ida sometimes.
Ida.
So every time I'm like, oh, I'm not saying my own name here. Okay.
Amazing.
Excellent choice. No, okay. Let's check in with Kay real quick. What's Kay up to?
Kay's just kind of waiting for a break in all the commotion, letting the kids be kids, and then eventually she's gonna kind of speak up and say, "So, who's in charge of you?"
The kids. You're asking the kids,
Yeah,
right?
asking all the kids, like who, like Kay assumes there's like a leader of the group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You watch all 3 of them kind of stiffen up and be like, we're our own leaders. They took it as like, where's the adult? Why do you need to know?
She kind of wags her finger. So you're all even. You don't look up to him. You don't look up to her.
I mean, the one that was not Jin, but the other one that was not running around, we will name them.
Biggs?
No,
Oh, that's
Biggs
Jin.
is Jin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Carl
This is-
Keith Urban.
Keith. Yeah, well, Keith, we're going with Keith. It's gonna be great. Thank you. We have one more kid to name. Chad, I'm gonna regret this as always, but Chad, if you want to name the third
Oh,
kid,
boy.
go for it.
Keith Urban Dweller, the dwarf.
Keith Urban Dweller.
Keith
Oh my god.
Urban Dweller. Great.
I love it.
So Keith goes, well, I'm the oldest actually, so I
Marcus.
guess great. It's Marcus, Keith, and Jin.
Okay.
That's a good group of kids.
Yeah.
Good group of kids.
I love the
and
idea that Keith is just, it's always full name. Like,
Keith Urban Dweller.
it's more like a title.
Keith Urban Dweller is like, I'm the oldest, so like, I mean, if you need, wait, why?
Kay smiles a little and says, "Do you guys want him in charge?" Talking to the other 2 kids.
Oh,
Well,
man.
only by half. Wait, why? Why are you asking?
Does it matter who's in charge? Who do you trust?
They all look towards you.
Socialists.
Okay. Kay will kind of walk up slowly to Keith and
Looks very nervous because you are a large, intimidating woman.
yeah, and they will slowly like reach into a pouch and pull out a gold,
Ooh.
put it in Keith's hand, and say, "Get some good food. Stop making trouble for people."
they all like silently look at each other and look at the gold. And Keith, trying to take up the mantle of a leader, kind of like goes and tries to like check it because like it kind of just bites on it, and then realizes that they just seen adults do that but have no idea what the hell that means. And I like, okay, looks around and actually looks around rather nervously and like stuffs it in his pocket and is like, come on. And they run like down a way into like an alleyway, and not towards any of the shops.
Well, I hope they're all okay.
Hey, you're so good with children. Where did
No
you
one
pick
robs
that up?
them, honestly.
It was very nice.
She like shrugs her shoulder forward and says, "Come on, they told us where the bookshop is."
She's gonna like lean down and pick up her token off the ground and like put it in a pouch for later. And she's gonna jog up next to Kay and sort of follow down the street and say, I couldn't help but notice you're interested in getting information. What exactly is it that you're looking for?
A person.
Well, did you want help doing that, or are you just good?
She like glances back over her shoulder. I'm good.
Cool then, she says. Yeah.
So we don't
Yes.
want to go to Bernie, Miss Bow and Arrow? Okay.
Oh wait, no, I do want to do that. I don't have what some would loosely term a lot of money, but I have some money. And I guess the thing I'm thinking at this point is, what are we going to be able to afford individually, since people, and she like glances at Kay again and says, seem to want to be in control of their own hoard, so to speak. No offense, Ida.
Say hoard, and Ida picks up. What'd you say?
Yeah. Wrong word. Bad words were used. Anyways, I feel like stopping at the apothecary. You see, I'm somewhat of a savant with herbs, and I'd be happy to try to put together some healing potions, or maybe at least one healing potion, because they might be a little bit more expensive than what, well, at least I'm able to afford. But doing it yourself is sometimes an all right substitute with the right tools.
That's fine with me.
Sure.
I don't have anything I particularly want. It'd be fun to watch you buy a bow, but yeah, I'm along for the ride.
Well, did we want to go to were you wanting to go, Langston, to look at the bows and such?
I mean, it couldn't hurt. We may end up in a situation where we need a bow or something sharp and stabbery.
Do you fancy yourself an archer, Langston?
I fancy myself as someone who's flexible when it comes to weaponry.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good. I'm really not that flexible, she says, and starts walking into the bow.
Nice. Nice.
I adore Hex.
As we're all walking, Kay is like every now and then picking up a pebble as well.
Okay. And Ida, who, having been just like kind of shown off, and honestly, like, almost maybe because that was the opposite of what they were used to, and they hated, having to hide all the time. She doesn't want to kind of go back in your hood at this point, and she, whether you like it or not, goes from your shoulder as you start moving, because it's like not as comfortable, and literally just kind of climbs up right on top of your head and like kind of hold, like, it hurts a little bit because they're clawing into your hair a little bit, but that just kind of sits there on your head, like right there on top.
Is that entirely necessary?
As you kind of look up and almost like tilt them off, they kind of nibble at your like forehead, like, stop.
Fine.
They're
This
happy
is the life
being
I chose.
shown off right now.
Locke
And y'all
laughs
see
out
it.
loud. That's
Yeah,
very
like
cute.
you look. Ida is sitting very proudly. She's like, "Yes, I am here."
Ida's a cat.
Well, all right. So you are entering the bow and arrow shop. Is that correct?
Sure.
For a start,
Excellent.
why not?
All right. So, as you kind of approach,
There's nothing
you
we
realize
can afford. We can leave.
Yeah,
that's fair.
exactly.
As you kind of go towards the shop, you realize that what you saw was the factory was actually like next door, and it looks like the door to the store is kind of like right to the side, built right next to the factory. As you step in, you look around. You can take a couple steps down, and you see like half the shop that's in front of you has like a gorgeous array of hand-carved bows, razor-sharp arrows, like lining the wall, nice and organized. And as you step down, you see towards the direction that the steam was coming out of, is the shop sort of transitions into what looks like a wind tunnel, for lack of a better term. And kind of glancing towards it, it's a little hard to see. There seems to be targets at the end of the wind tunnel.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
And as you step in, there's a pause before, from behind a kind of like a back room, stepping out to the counter, is a tall, thin woman. She steps out. Oh, hello. How can I help you today? Welcome to Vernie Miss Bow and Arrow. I'm Vernie Miss Fellows.
Hello, Miss Fellows. I was coming in here to look for a bow, but I'm intrigued by the targets you have here. What's that all about?
Yes. And you see her smirk, and she has this rather like kind of stringy, flat hair, a rather long, kind of crooked nose, and kind of has that facial expression that's like stuck in like a permanent smirk. And she walks kind of tall, thin, as she kind of steps out from around the counter. And she walks in like short steps, so that she's just very like floating almost, but in a uncomfortable way. Like you're trying, but it's not quite working. And she steps with short steps towards the tunnel. And she points towards the targets. She goes, well, this is a perfect target practice of a kind. It's a shooting game that I have set up. Well, you can buy 3 shots if you'd like and try to hit one of the targets. But you could make some money if you so choose. The large target, you would make it 10 gold, the medium 20, and the minuscule 150, but it is 5 gold for 3 shots. Are you interested?
Oh man.
Can we throw things?
Luck. Yeah.
No, you can use this very bow and arrow that we sell here. And you see like the one is hanging like on the side of like on a hook.
Can we use our own instrument?
Perhaps, if I can expect it. Make sure you're not up to any trickery.
Take off my longbow.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I want to be like super. I want to insight check her because that's weird. Because that's whack, family.
Whack,
It's
yo.
the carnival basketball game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely. So are you looking to see if her supplied bow and arrow is sus, or if she's
I'm trying
kinda
to
hiding
see
something?
if she's sus about the way that because it's not like she either wants us to use her approved item or use our own that she can touch first. And I want to know if there's anything weird about that
Make
whole
me that
thing.
beautiful insight check.
I rolled a 13.
All right.
It's not great.
It's not terrible.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think At this point, Langston will sort of lean over on the counter as she's inspecting the bow, and she says, "You know, you have lovely eyes. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. I think when we go places and we meet new people, we see such intriguing and fantastic faces, and I just want to make sure that someone had the opportunity to tell you that you are still stunning."
Her eyes snap to you. Look at like the dragon that's sitting on top of your head. Are you? I do not have a need for rude, lying customers. If you are looking for...
Lying?
I don't need you to... You see her, like, rather self-consciously, like, pull a stringy, like, kind of rather oily, flat hair behind her ear. I don't...
Can I roll
No.
a persuasion check?
Yes.
I'm trying to butter her up. I want to use my own bow.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
smart.
Oh God, dice, don't fail me now.
Come on, dice.
You can do it.
You
We
can
believe in the
do
natural
it.
one.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's fine.
Not too
It's
bad.
it's
I
not
like that little
terrible.
roller coaster. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I rolled a 9 and I still got a 14. I'm not
Yeah,
too-
That's fair.
Not
No,
bad.
that's
Not
very
bad.
fair.
Yeah.
I understand that I'm not classic. And then she kind of looks a little confused as like you're like liar, like very like earnestly like.
Mm.
My eyes are neither here nor there. Your bow, please. And she seems a little flustered. And she takes it, and she'll look it over. A rather average build, I suppose. What is,
That's rude.
This is rather plain. And you
Even
see, like,
ruder.
we do offer, she's handing it back to you, but like with kind of just like two long fingers, like holding the ends of it like over to you. We do offer hand-carved custom bows here, should you be looking to find a bow that more matches such a colorful character. But it'll do for the game if you so like.
That's good.
Lay down my 5
13.
gold.
Ooh.
Awesome. 13 insight.
Yeah.
Did I don't know that. I think I forgot to cover that. Apologies.
No, it's okay.
She exudes like another one of those like slightly uncomfortable people, but you don't know that that's like she's doing actively any tricks or if she's just kind of like a closed off person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is Kay doing? Are you gonna throw pebble?
Kay wanted to throw stuff, but when she said no,
Okay.
Kay basically said not interested and went and found a chair to sit down.
I think Locke would have gone close-ish to you because I don't have money to shoot this thing.
Yeah. So seeing you smack down your 5 gold, and she's all not to be outdone. She goes, "Fine, let's make this interesting." And she like steps through her bow and unstrings it and hands the bow to the woman and just puts 5 gold on the table.
Is your bow, out of just curiosity for Hex, given your background, so to speak?
Yeah.
Is this like one that you made, or is this one that you bought?
This is one that she made, and it has been stained by countless blood curses, so it's like redder in the center.
Ooh.
And it like goes out from there in either direction.
So she takes it and she kind of starts looking at it through the little like lantern that's by her, and she kind of holds it up and she's just like, oh, rustic, I suppose. You'd probably be doing yourself a disservice if you used this, but by all means.
Well, what
I
do
take-
you offer exactly that's better?
Oh, so many. Come over here. One moment. And she looks like to Langston.
Yeah.
She's like, just 1 second. She pulls you to the other side, away from the wind tunnel. Langston's doing some stretches, some pre.
Yeah.
Is it
Amazing.
like this?
And she takes
Left
you
hand
over to
or
like
right-handed?
where they have like all of the hand carved
Yeah.
bows and razor sharp arrows, and you see some beautifully hand carved bows
Yeah.
that are up here for display. As she mentioned, she does make custom bows as well. But these seem to have like the carved indentation and soft grip added to handle stability, and the every polished wood, and a lot of
Yeah.
like just a lot of care taken to these, and
Yeah.
the embellishments of having little curves and circles at the
Yeah.
ends, and some of them are more carved than others. But she also takes you to an array of arrows, some being just very sharp, pristine, like straight. And you've made arrows before, you've like fleshed your own, and you can see that like these are the perfectly straight, like very sometimes you're not perfect with when you make your own, but these are gorgeously done. And then she also points to behind one case, where seems to be a set of arrows behind like a glass case behind the counter. And these these are extra sharp, if you will, and they would be the equivalent of +1 arrows.
+1 arrows.
Yes.
Do you have the equivalent of a +1 bow? Arrows have this horrible habit of running out.
Well, I could make one custom fit to your stature and strength that would be rather in tune to you. Perhaps I could make one. Would you like to be added to the wait list?
Just to cut to the chase here, what's that going to run us, an experience like that?
Well, how much, y'all, are regular arrows for D&D? Someone tell me.
I can tell you because I
1
have them.
silver or 1 copper, I don't know, probably.
Yeah, they're 3 gold pieces for 20.
Gold 20,
3 gold pieces for 20.
For a bundle.
Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you. A +1 arrow, an arrow, not a bow, +1 arrow, goes for 75 gold per arrow.
Jesus.
So
about right.
I want you to take. I don't have the number in front of me, but I would say she says some number greater than that.
The bow is 1,200.
Yes, like, well, if it's a +1, I think it's like 1,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the wait
+1
list
weapons
for
around that,
custom
yeah.
bows is around 3 months currently. A feat such as this would be, well, a concerted effort. I would require some payment up front.
She says, I want to play your game. She stopped herself from saying stupid, but she's just like, I want to play the game. We'll worry about
her glance down at like where like your money pouch or wherever, kind of like just your belt. She's like, I understand.
Oh dang!
Oh God, I do not like this woman. Mark my words, Syrup. I will kill her.
Girl got seriously burned.
Yeah.
And she turns away from you and goes back towards where Langston. And you see her demeanor shift when she goes towards Langston just a little bit. She kind of like softens a little bit. And she's just like, okay, well, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
While that was happening, while they were distracted, Locke would have walked over to Langston, and been like, all right, Langston, this might sound this might be presumptuous of me, but I'm going to call you friend. But also, I want to help you do better. My voice is going all over the place. And I want to put. I
expect no less than 3 accents per sentence, please.
It's happening. You're getting at least 3 to 5. He's gonna like sort of put a hand on Langston's shoulder and be like, "Good luck." And I'm gonna cast guidance on Langston.
Yeah, cheater. No, I'm kidding.
It's more just like, I believe in you super hard, and you can roll this die.
Super hard.
So, and if if time permits it, I would like to do the same to Hex too, but not like super obvious.
Yeah.
Because this is sort of a gray area of cheating. And
No,
Locke
that's
doesn't
perfectly
care, but David does care.
fine. That's perfectly fine. I think she's like preoccupied. I think you're totally fine. You can do this within that time frame. No, you don't have to roll. But she turns back to Langston, and her demeanor kind of, you see her once again, just whether it's conscious or unconscious, like sweeps some of that stringy hair behind her ear as she steps forward. Now, many prize my weapons throughout the region, and this here will show you just why. But please, here, at the very least, use one of my arrows. And hands that. Yeah. So she'll hand
use
you
her arrows.
3 arrows as you step into the wind tunnel. And you can see why. Like, this windy corridor, and it's not like wild, right? But it is perfect for kind of like long range practice shooting. It's a really great space for this. So as you step through the windy corridor, you look in front of you. There are 3 targets. Small, medium, large. And when I say small, I mean minuscule. It's tiny. Which would you like to aim for first?
I'm gonna go after the large one first.
Yeah. Okay.
Ew.
Just to
Go
test the water,
ahead
see if I got it. It's been a while since I shot an arrow.
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. Shoot that arrow.
Right.
Shoot that arrow.
What am
I would go over to Hex at some point and help you out with a little guidance too, just canonically in the
It
books.
just rolled a d20, not my attack. So with the attack, that's a plus
5 or 6.
Plus 5, which is a 16.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Nice.
There it goes. Nice.
So, taking your stance, pulling back your own bow, easy enough to large target. I haven't done this in a while, but it's just a large, simple target. Clear shot, no winds going any which way. Swiftly and easily.
Or it's plus 4, if that makes any difference. That'd be a 15.
Whoop. Straight through. Not a bullseye, but a solid hit nonetheless.
Nice. Aye,
Excellent.
good job. Nice shot. From like way back in the back.
She gives like a small little golf clap. Well, I'm
I
glad
give
to
her a
see you
wink.
are oh gosh.
Oh god.
I'm
Roll for wink.
glad to see you're wieldy with a bow. Now I do. You made a wink command. Great.
Nice.
But that's the large target. Surely you're up for more of a challenge than that.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I go for the next target up. The
Medium?
The medium or yep.
Got it. Go for it. 21.
Oh, Boise.
You
Idaho.
line up the shot, and after you wink at her, kind of turn back around. Certainly. Where is Ida in this?
Oh, he's still
She's
sitting
still
on my
here?
head.
Great.
He's not just
Not
drafting
interfering.
in the wind.
Ida actually, you feel her kind of like steady your head a little bit. You were kind of like maybe just a little bit shifted, and Ida kind of like and makes you sure that you're looking straight down, and you go whoop, straight into the middle of the medium target. Oh, well, that's talented indeed. That's 30 gold. Are you looking for the small one as well? If it's too much of a challenge, that's quite all right.
I have to at least try. Come on.
Don't whip out. Yells from the back.
Seeing those eyes, I have to, give it an attempt.
Oh man, delightful. You got the guidance.
Maybe it's yeah.
Guidance
You
doesn't
wanna
work on attacks though.
Oh, it doesn't? Damn it. I thought it was
No.
ability
Only
checks. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
should have read that more carefully.
Oh, that's totally fine.
You
Just
know
thought
what?
it counts.
The vibes were
It's fine.
important.
I
The
appreciated
vibes
it.
were
Yeah.
impactful.
It was a good pep talk.
Should have got blessed, man.
Maybe
What's wrong
it's
with
like because Ida doesn't like this blatant flirting, but like kind of flutters, like jumps out from like off your head at like the
Ida.
worst timing a little bit. It's not a natural one or anything like that, but it's enough that you're like, okay, you were trying to focus on that and you just completely miss. And it's a pretty small target. It doesn't take much.
I don't feel too bad about it. I hit the other two. It was good shots, you know?
Still a net positive, right?
Right. Yes. Vernie kind of like that's understandable. It's okay. No hard feelings. Come, let's resolve this matter of what is it? 15 gold, I believe.
15? Wait, didn't you just say 30?
You do recall that it was supposed to be 30. It was 10 for the big one, 20 for the small one. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course. Slip of the tongue. I goes to get you your payment. And she hands you a pouch. Should have 30 gold.
And I take it from her hand with the extra long, like, hand touch thing going on.
I feel great. And then she kind of like lingers on you for a second before she has to like peel her eyes away towards Hex, and she's just like, "Oh, did you want to try it out?"
Yes, I want to shoot the targets.
Oh well, so energetic. Go ahead. Are you going to be using your bow, or would you like?
Yes,
to
I'm gonna be using my bow. I'm just gonna shoot the stuff.
Chomping at the
Okay,
bit.
would you...
Relax,
If
Hex,
that's all right with you, she said.
Oh, quite all right. Oh my, hopefully this doesn't interfere with your aim. You know, heightened heart rates can sometimes make your hands a little shaky. Would you like one of these bows, or one of these arrows? Or do you want to use your own rustic ones as well?
It's just, it's the
Rustic.
rustic ones are good, and I feel a connection with my own crap. Not in the weird way.
It's
Let me just.
Who am I to deny such a wonderful match? Please go ahead.
Oh my god. And
Shot through the heart.
yeah.
Which
Pictures.
do you aim for first?
She's gonna start with the tiny one first.
Yeah, I fucking love this.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just roll with advantage with my inspiration from earlier.
Hell yes.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Because I need this.
I need this win.
It's a 16 to hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, you step in and you're like, I'm this fucking bitch. And you like, and you go purposefully to the smaller target and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Now the problem is, right, like, if you were maybe a little bit cooler headed, you'd be like, well, I've not shot at this tunnel before. I haven't measured the distance. And none of that's happened right now. And I'm going for the hardest target.
It's
and you
pure
missed
rage.
entirely.
Yeah, it's pure rage.
Go, it's not like way far off. It's just like, but you do not hit the target.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, that's fine. That's fine. We're just
You
warming up.
hear a
No.
very small.
Oh, she about to get beat.
I didn't
You just-
say that about people.
You just see
Nice.
anyone in the party just sees like a bead of sweat beginning to form. It's rage, it's anxiety, it's everything. She is now gonna aim for the middle one.
I thought we were gonna get the anime vein.
I do want. Technically, let me see.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll with advantage there. Oh god, it's even worse.
Okay, hold on, real quick. This is actually sheer curiosity here, how you all would interpret this. You can buy 3 shots for 5 gold and attempt to hit 1 of 3 targets. That's not like you can't. It's not like you pick one. That's 1 of 3. Like you could hit any of them, really, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I was like, did they set this game up differently? Okay. Anyways,
Oh god, it's terrible.
you could technically do all 3 to the minuscule one if you had wanted to. By the way, just you don't have to do one of each.
She's like, while her pride is there, she doesn't want to lose her money, so she's like, she at least needs to keep 5 gold by the end of this.
Nice.
So this is a 13
but yeah, on that second one,
on the medium one. So that bead of sweat, you feel it, and you wish you didn't, right? You're like, it's not what I want right now. And once again, you let loose, and you're like, why are my hands sweaty? What's happening? Because
Mom's spaghetti.
you missed the second target as well. You missed the medium.
No.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to try one of my bows?
Wow, I really hate her.
By the way, quick little check-in because I know I'm being very
She's good. I'm good. I'm green.
Good.
I'm green. I'm good. Let's see. Yeah, no, she's sticking to her gun. She's like, no. I'll lose on my own grounds, and then we'll, it's fine.
How much gold is at stake?
Just
5.
make sure
For the small one,
keep
though?
your head up.
Yeah.
Don't touch your chin too much.
If she hits the small one, it's 50. If she hits the large one, it's 10.
That's a lot. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Bless on you. Now you do. Now you can use the D4.
Is that like verbal, somatic? Like what is what is Bless?
I think it is
How
all of
obvious?
those things. It is verbal, somatic, and M for Monopoly.
Are you looking to do this like subtly?
I think Locke would, yes, like he would try to be a little bit subtle about it. He would be like, "All right, no, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you." And he's just like cheering and like whooping and hollering, and he's just trying to like make himself more noticeable than the spell he's casting.
Can I help with this? With the distraction.
How do you?
I just want to distract her a little bit while Locke is doing this.
Canon.
Can I give him an advantage by doing this?
I'll allow it. Go ahead and make a. Is it stealth? I'm assuming. Yeah. Let's make
this
a
is just
stealth
what
check.
he does. It's a pep talk.
You just very gently touch her shoulder when she's not expecting it, and she like kind of like and like jumps to look at you at like the right time. But let's see if she even notices.
So you want me to do a stealth check?
If that makes sense.
With advantage.
Stealth or sleight of hand?
Oh, sleight of hand would be what it is.
Okay. So sleight of hand.
Oof.
That is what I can do with advantage, though, right?
God, I hope so.
I'm basically doing the help.
That is a non-natural.
Great.
19 plus 1.
20?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
So dirty 20. I'm gonna roll. Great. Wonderful. Brilliant.
Thanks for the advantage.
Please don't roll great.
Yeah. So I was like, listen, it'll be hard to do that to beat the 20, but she glances over, kind of like jumping at the touch, not ready for that at all. And you feel her skin is like cold. Like 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 it's not great. Doesn't have the best circulation.
The most awkward.
Lex is trying, y'all. He's trying for y'all.
I believe it.
And she like turns to you. She's like, "Oh, did you need something?"
Oh, I just wanted to make sure there was no like surprises.
Except for this
through
one.
some things right now.
Right.
And Locke is like yelling and like, let's go. Give me H.
And she
Give
glances
me your
back
E.
at you, and
like
somewhere in
hype each
there,
other up.
you're like mumbling in there some like verbal components through it. Like, great.
Give me an Expelliarmus. And he's
Whether
like
or not
doing
she
like jutsu.
notices, you're not quite sure, but you go ahead and do the spell. Go ahead, roll. What are you doing? Medium, large?
So I know
minuscule?
that this is terrible, but she just can't bring herself to aim for the big one. So at the last minute, she's like, fuck it, and she aims for the tiny one again.
The tiny one, yes.
Let's go!
We're all in,
And
baby.
I would say you
We're
would
all
feel the
in.
magical like
Yeah.
aspects of bless on you, so you're like, well,
So
if I have a
basically,
boost.
she's like breathing super hard and looking
Ooh.
down the shaft of the arrow at the big target, and then she feels the warmth of the support of the spell, and she goes, "No, fuck this." And she
Goes
turns.
shits the- brilliant. Go ahead.
Oh no! Oh god, no!
Is
Even
that
if I
advantage?
do, it's not advantage. Do I have advantage?
Wait.
Did you use your inspiration yet?
I did on the first one, didn't I?
Okay.
I did.
Great.
I wish
The
I
DM.
had.
Bless just gives us
Great.
1d4, right?
Great and powerful
Yeah.
DM. Can I give up my half inspiration to make a full inspiration?
I
to the-
want to ask. Was that not used last session though?
I still had it marked on my sheet, but I might just have not unmarked it. If you remember me using it, then that's totally fine.
Go ahead. Roll again.
Yeah, baby.
You have the support of everyone behind you, except for Kay, who's like, I'm fucking shit, I'm out.
Yeah!
Oh, dang!
That's a 29 altogether, baby!
GM's here.
Roll
Oh.
for Wink, everybody.
Turning back around from Langston's distraction, Vernie looks over and just in time, she's like, oh, well, and then you just hear a whoop as you just right dead on get to that minuscule target. It's not exact. And a natural 20 from
And
Locke because he smacks me.
Yeah.
I kill her.
Amazing.
No, I'm trying to
You're
roll. Sorry,
frustrated.
keep going.
No, you're fine. So you get the minuscule target, and you see this look. Her brow furrows, and she looks down like the wind tunnel towards it. Congratulations, I suppose. She looks over at you.
Yeah, she turns around and strings her bow over her shoulder, and she goes, "It might be rustic, but it still does the trick."
Make me a deception check.
Oh god.
Let's go.
You had to go and talk shit.
No,
dude.
it's
You had
great.
to.
Locke is
If
so
I'm
proud
not-
of you.
If I'm not talking shit. But I can apply my fucking guidance to this shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
All right, so the check is a 22 plus a D4.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
okay. Rub it in. It's 5.
That's 24, baby.
Got it. She looks at you with a very discerning eye. And turns around. Both Langston and Locke also give me deception checks as her eyes look over the group.
Oh boy.
As she walks towards the counter.
Deception.
Lower DC here because this is kind of periphery.
Oh god.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Uh-huh. She looks over at Locke. Locke is probably just doing his best cheering him on. Locke seems just genuine. He's just, okay, woo, cheering his teammates on.
Woo.
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 very, very flat woo. Okay.
Ooh,
She goes around the counter and goes down and kind of bends down. You see, probably getting, extra money from a safe or something like that. You feel as her eyes look over you as she kind of turns back there, Langston. She's no longer that same demeanor that she was before. Because your timing of touching her, being like, oh, just checking, kind of a thing. Plus then that beautiful hit to the smallest target. It's just a bit too sus for her. Though she didn't get any vibes from Hex, so okay. She turns around, reaches out, and she's like, well, despite your 2 misses, I suppose that is... Oh, what was it again for the most minuscule target?
50. Right? That's what it was, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
50.
Yes, of course. Opens the pouch, looks through it. You see her kind of like touch some, like count them a little bit. Like, oh, perfect. Closes the pouch, ties it up. 50, I suppose. Thank you. Kindly. Now, if you're not going to buy anything, I have some commissions to attend to.
She got salty.
Yeah,
I'll be back.
She takes it out, she counts it, and then she puts it back in the bag.
Right in front of
just
them?
right in front of her.
Okay,
Yes,
it is short
hex.
5 gold.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
She's like, this is short. I know you might not get a lot of people coming in to play these games, but, I think you set these wonderful rules out, and we did take advantage of them.
Oh, it did indeed take advantage of them. So sorry, I miscounted. And she'll put like a stack of like 5 like from her fingers on the counter.
Yeah.
And as she kind of like lets go, she just like pushes it off a little bit so it like tumbles down and like 2 fall off the counter onto the floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
So sorry. Have a good day.
Can't call people that either.
She like sweeps everything into the bag again and then reaches down to grab the other 2 and she goes, this has been quaint, and then she walks out.
Yes, get that revenge. I love it. And with the beautiful comment in chat going, that was such a beautifully wholesome thing to witness, in which I immediately then crashed and burned it, we are going to go on a quick break.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It wasn't my fault. I was doing so good. No, you can't make me roll that many rolls and then expect them all to go good.
You did so well. It was so good.
If she herself was not such a deceptive soul, perhaps she would be more trusting, but she is not. But y'all did fantastic. I love the roleplay. You guys are doing gorgeous and amazing. We're gonna take a very quick break, and we'll be back. So y'all watching, please take whatever you need, refresh your drinks, take care of yourselves, and we'll be back very shortly for a bit more action. Bye.
I was dabbing that entire time.
I did it.
You were amazing. All right. Hey, what's
Barely here.
Hey.
up?
We visited
For our
the
podcast listeners,
blessed
get
again.
wrecked.
For our
Get
podcast
wrecked,
listeners,
basically.
go check out the beginning of the after the break of YouTube, and you'll see why being barely here matters.
It's true. We're just puntastic today. I'll take it. So.
I got called a horse. Can I leave? Just kidding.
Nay.
There we go.
Got it in
That
one.
reaction.
So.
Got him.
Saddle up. We're going.
Saddle up.
I'm good.
You gotta ride or die. Ride or die.
Ride or die. Thank you. Oh, we're doing so good. So, as you emerge from a lovely, welcoming, and warm bow and arrow shop that you had a great time in, and everybody was very kind and wonderful and nice. I'm getting looks from the cast, and I don't quite understand what did I say.
just
was wrong?
Stretch of the facts. Very,
A
very
well, you stretched the bow and arrow. Is that why that's confusing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
was just
I don't
walking
know.
out
I
like,
think it
Her
was.
skin was so cold and clammy.
Thank you for well, I mean, thank you for taking one for the team on that one. That was very kind of you.
Does anyone want some of this? This gold? I mean, like, I don't mind sharing, I guess.
Is she your type?
You
Take
see,
it.
you-
No.
You've seen what I do with money. I literally just give it to children. So,
Yeah, no, I won't give you money.
thank you.
Yeah, so which one of us is the most responsible with financial decisions?
I feel like Locke
K-
I
looks
used to
kinda
help
K.
run some of the accounting.
Over a K.
Kay kind of shrugs and says, I gave, 100 times the money that he did to children? So probably not me.
It's not a competition now.
It's really not, and you shouldn't do that.
I don't think there were any winners in this, honestly.
The kids.
I feel like
Except the
I
kids.
won. She says I won.
No,
High five.
Me.
actually, I think all of us
Excellent.
won.
Yeah, we would listen. There was all in. Everybody had a moment here to shine, and she's like going around high fiving everybody, and then she ends by she's like self five and self fives herself.
Okay.
Yep.
Did
Can
you
we
how
normalize
was
the self 5? I like that vibe.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yes. In this
job, you.
world, this magical world, self fives are such a thing.
Yeah.
It's like
But don't
everybody
take that
self-fives.
into liking your own post on Twitter. It's not cool.
It's every
I now
time.
Because that's a self-5-5. That's
exclusively
what
like
that
my own
is.
tweets.
It is.
I will
I'll,
exclusively do so. Thank you.
I will
Well-
accident like someone will repost something of mine. I'll like it. Be like, oh no, this is.
But hear me
Gotta
out. What
back-
what if two people run the same account? So when Syrup tweets, I like it all the time on the same
Right.
account.
So, I mean, I definitely am like looking at a WMS tweet and I'm like, oh, I like this and I like it as myself. And I wrote it like,
Nothing wrong with that.
I do that. I'm not going to lie. I do that for Old News 20s tweets.
yeah, exactly. Listen, there's no shame in the algorithm game, okay? All right. Anyways, so you emerge from that lovely experience. As you reemerge and take a couple steps up onto the street, yes.
What was the name of it again? I just want to know what we're gonna burn.
Vernie
down.
Miss Bow and Arrow.
Got it. Vernie Miss Bow and Arrow. This won't be the last time we see you.
We all just shake our fists at the side.
Right
She
outside
says-
her shop, everybody looks.
Places like that wasn't, I mean, outside of the flirting, it wasn't so bad.
It's not bad when you come out with more money. I'd go back in there just to see the look on our face, honestly. But if we could make more money, I'd do it too.
They should probably try to rob you or kick you out.
Or
You weren't
kill
exactly
You hear the
playing a
bolts
good
close behind you.
game just to make more money later on down the line.
Well, in all defense, we did bend the rules, but we played. She was the dummy for being like.
I
"Shoot
didn't
the
see
boat."
anything about not casting spells part
See?
of the rules.
Very
And
true.
she was very clear about the rules. She says she's like really trying to
Yeah.
reaffirm, like, we are right. We did the right
Yeah.
thing. This is her fault, really.
My pride.
If she doesn't want to
Yeah.
give out heaps of gold, take the game away. People are gonna win. Like,
She goes, I'm going to buy so many flowers
I
with this
suspect
gold.
more people lose than win there.
that's true.
I couldn't even throw rocks.
Mhm.
Does Kay? I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
but I can't remember. Does Kay have like contraptions, like inventions and stuff, or do you just like throw rocks? I can't remember.
Kay has a.
Sorry, not just
Do you
throw rocks. I'm
just
so
throw
sorry.
Yeah, like, are
I'm
you
so
cool
sorry.
or do you
No,
just throw rocks?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That came out a lot. Or
Sheesh.
I love you, Kay, and I love you. Waffle. And I think this is actually in character. This is Locke is
please
just like
roll.
Shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house.
yeah, it's true. I
It's
fight with a piece of
level
wood.
1, ease up.
Yeah.
Kay,
No, no,
Kay,
I
Kay
was-
hangs her head and walks away.
No. Oh gosh.
Wow.
Damn, David. All right.
Locke pulls out his spear and just falls on it, and I'll roll into character. Don't worry.
No. Kay has a gauntlet on
Okay.
their right hand, which has kind of done some weird things when they've thrown the rocks, and it's kind of what's powering them rather than spells in my mind. They also have quite a bit of tools and a light crossbow that they've never touched, and then a little piece of wood that I'm calling a club.
The amount of D&D characters that don't use their crossbows or bows,
Yep.
don't even worry about it.
Yep.
Then I would say, as we're walking, you would see Locke sort of like like noticing all the contraptions and the tools and the gauntlet, and being like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Noted.
Sorry. The
Also,
one thing, the one thing that you would notice probably like super interesting is that she does have like a chisel that is pretty intricately engraved.
Kind of like on your belt.
Yep.
Noted.
Cool.
Are there any
As
rocks around? Little pebbles and rocks. Sorry.
No, they're all rolling. Okay. Yeah.
I pick a bunch of.
I'll answer you. The GM's stuttering over.
How many psychic damage did I just take? All right. You continue down the street. As
I'm
you
looking
pass,
for the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. I got excited, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted. Please tell us about the street.
Yeah. What's
So
going on?
anyway-
I swear to fucking God.
Go for it. Go for it, Syrup.
Sorry.
You are now
So,
sleeping on the
okay,
street. You are not
no.
leaving this street. Is what's happening.
I'm so
Hope you have
sorry.
sleeping bags. This is where we're staying.
We found him. The druid is here. He's unlost. we did it.
And the lost druid is just walking down the street. Oh, hello.
We walk
Oh, yeah,
back
lost.
into the bow and arrow shop and just unroll our sleeping bags and sleep there.
In the wind tunnel. Okay, go ahead. What
sorry.
is who?
What?
I want to go to the apothecary. That's what I want to do. You said we could see it.
Sir, just slam your hand on the table and say roll initiative.
There it is. A bunch
All
of
the,
dragons.
buildings come to life, and you fight them because this neighborhood is mad.
You want to visit the apothecary? It'll visit you.
Everything's
All
a
right,
mimic
so-
now.
You headed to the apothecary. You do pass that gaudy shop that I pointed out, and you see a sign. And it's not a sign. It's one of those things that seems to have been painted on one of the glass windows, and it says "Flippin' Wiki's Beauty Parlor."
Oh no.
Oh, dang.
But you continue past it, which is on the other side of the street, and go towards the apothecary. Is that correct? Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless we just
you.
want to get makeovers on episode 3.
I want to get a
I
makeover.
mean, who am I to deny you a makeover?
Oh no, we got to save that for when we've earned it.
True.
Mm.
There will come a time where
Yeah,
we are
when I
going
can
to
go
need...
dripped out entirely,
Yeah.
you know?
We're level 1. Relax. We've barely been these people.
We're level 1. Relax.
When we return as heroes, we're
Yeah.
gonna look
So you pass by the beauty parlor and you head towards the apothecary, which now as you go closer, you see the sign written above the apothecary sign is the symbol rather, salty rose, and underneath apothecary. My dog is chewing a bone, so if you hear things, I apologize.
Popping off.
Popping off. So, you see a set of stairs leads below the street, before an opening into this like spacious boutique shop. And it looks like this used to be maybe a general store or something, and this kind of was like used as an alternate entrance. It kind of like taken over. There is pink fluorescent light illuminating shelves here of ointments, herbs, and the like along these kind of shelves as you walk in. But the rest of the shop seems to be just in darkness. The corridors going into the back seems to be going further than you can see right now. Yes, David.
I'm waiting. I can wait.
Kindly, do tell me what it is you wish to say.
Does this apothecary have any sort of memorabilia of Fano, like a keychain or a postcard or a magnet?
No.
Good.
Got a t-shirt that just says I heart Fano.
Yeah, it's actually hanging on the there's actually aprons that have that on there. Yeah,
Oh.
that's great.
All right, continue. Please.
So here, you eyes kind of adjust to this kind of like pink lighting, and it takes you a second to kind of like look around. Out of the back, seeming kind of stepping out from the darkness that is over there, you see a tall elf. And she's wearing these sort of a nice little flowing dress with a apron covering over and tied in front, and the apron does indeed say I heart Fano on there. But with a stamp for the apothecary on it, showing like, you know, this is obviously the apothecary's. But out steps Endia Smithness. She steps forward and says, "Oh, hello, welcome. How can I assist you? Are you looking for anything in particular? Welcome to Salty Rose."
Well, I was.
This one won't weed.
Wait,
I mean,
what?
roots or some of the other
She.
Oh,
things.
oh, that's kind of weeds. I understand.
She goes. Well, you know what? You tell me what you have.
Oh, well, of course. As she steps forward, you actually see, and this is directed towards Langston, that if you were looking for someone with sparkling eyes, like perhaps you so wittingly tried to pretend Verney had, Endia has them. Endia is soft, gentle features, sparkling eyes. She seems actually rather elegant and intelligent. And
She like collects them. They're like on her belt. She's a murderer.
well, if you're looking for anything in particular, do let me know. But we specialize in all kinds of fiddle leaf. We have the best selection here in Esha. All sorts of accessories and the like as well. There's classic potions of all kinds that we potentially have in store in the back, or some more herbs if you're looking for anything in particular.
Well, I'm curious. Do you sell healing potions?
Oh, yes.
And if so, how much
of course.
for?
Oh, well, let's see how many we have in stock. She kind of steps back and seems to going into the darkness, and you see like the shelves that are lining sort of the corridors into the back of the shop seem to have like what look to be at least more like potion bottles and things. And she goes and peruses and grabs one and comes forward back towards you and is just like, "Indeed we do. These would be 50 gold."
Let me ask you this. If you were to sell the ingredients that you use to make the healing potions, and I were to make them myself, how much would that cost?
That's an interesting request. Are you a talented herbalist of your own?
I am an herbalist of my own.
Great.
This is a
sounded
musical. That's where
confident.
you.
Don't need a high perception check to know what that meant.
Well, all the ingredients would equivalent the potion that I would sell simply with less labor, but do you have all the required pieces to put it together?
I think so, she says, and she like reaches into her pack and pulls out her alchemist kit, and it's like very lightly worn. Like
Very okay.
used.
Gently
Yeah.
used. Gently used.
Shit.
Got it.
Still got a price tag on it.
Well, I
Yeah.
suppose that the labor and such would we do make them in bulk, so it's not although we have a limit per customer, of course, per the law, but we could maybe knock 5 gold off of it.
And this is Anne speaking. Hello, family. How long would it take me to make, like, what's the deal? What's the deal if I buy these things what are we gonna?
Yeah. So she so making potions by
Yeah.
the rules. Thank you, Waffles, coming in clutch with the DM. Is with the ingredients. It would take you a day to make a potion of healing. Now the ingredients and such, like, they equivalent here to about 25 gold according to the rules, like 25 gold and a day. But in my eyes, it's like however you get some of those ingredients, and then it's like an additional piece. So she's going to knock it down 5, but maybe you can haggle.
Okay. So, and then it would just take me a day to make whatever
Correct.
we're doing. Okay. And do I need to roll for that as well? Like, is there a risk of failure or?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I don't think so, but
I think for making potions,
I think that's up to DM call, but
Yeah.
generally, no.
Okay.
If it takes you a day to make, like, yeah, I think nah, because that's
Okay,
a long time.
cool.
To waste.
Then Hex will say, "Excellent. Well, I think I would like to invest in some of these materials. Bone up, so to speak, on some of my skills that are in
You
need
see
of
her chuckle
aid."
politely, and it's the most polite thing that you've ever seen. She's like,
I love her.
Yes. Meanwhile, that chuckle in the way that like a hag's demeanor can change. She's like, in her mind, she's like, "Don't patronize me with your." Like in her own mind. So
Hex's
her
hackles
demeanor
are up from everything else.
Yeah, she's like, everyone is out to get me. I'm traumatized by the world. And so yeah, she's gonna say, well, I mean, it is a lot of labor, I suppose, and I would be buying. How much did you say for materials for one potion?
Oh, I was saying I could knock it down by 5, I suppose.
Oh, well, I suppose, all I have. Well, I guess you don't want to reveal your hand there. She is just gonna say, well, I'd really love to invest. I mean, we just rescued some folk earlier in the day, and it'd be a little bit hairy. It would be nice to be able to do more good works around the city. I mean, the children are already lauding us as heroes. I mean, you could save a life here if you were able to be just a little more flexible.
Oh, well, dear, I definitely heard some of the commotion and hubbub on the street. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
the children.
Let's go.
Aren't you?
Come on. Not bad. There's been a lot of 13s tonight.
13! It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not
She
bad.
moves forward. Well, I suppose I could go for a little less. Let's say 40 then?
40. What do we think, everybody? Does that sound good? Then we could at least have one healing potion to share.
Just kind of dole it out a little. Here's a little bit for you.
We'll pass it around.
Don't spend it all in one place, except you have to mechanically.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best deal we're gonna get.
It's good. Yeah, it sounds good. I'll take it, she says.
Wonderful. And you see her look towards the door, making sure nobody is coming in before she lowers
I think
her
she
voice
looks
a
at the
little.
door too.
Yeah.
Same.
And she takes a step forward and very gently, kind of just after handing you the potion, or puts the potion on the counter, kind of to do an exchange, but then puts her hand very gently on like the top of your wrist, and says, "But if you do say you are here for the children and are here to help, then I can offer perhaps something a little bit more, but only if you," again glances like quickly towards the door, "keep Mum on perhaps where you've got it."
Of course.
Ours?
Mum's the word.
Should you have... Okay, dogs need to stop.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is also being crazy. 1 second.
I'm taking the antler away. Goodbye.
Dog break.
Dog break.
Dog.
She pauses mid sentence. Is like, oh, hold on. What is that dog
Hold
doing?
on, my dog.
You have a dog? Oh gosh.
She now 100% has like a little
It's a strange-looking dog.
It's like a small little dog. It's like a little chihuahua, but it's a long-haired
Owlbear.
chihuahua, and it just kind of curled up
Aw.
on a little bed on the counter. It's great. It's
Looks
cute.
like a little shoe brush.
No, Ida, you can't eat it.
Oh, Ida, you can't eat it.
Yes, Ida, you can eat it. Go.
You have to understand,
it.
of course, this
Physically,
this
you're
bit
capable, but
Mm.
it would be a little bit more costly than this one, but I do have a potion of greater healing. If that is something, you wish to share.
How much would that cost?
250, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, we listen. Love the hustle. Love the hustle and the upsell. What was your name again? Let me look at my notes.
even Ida snorts at that.
India. But that is way too rich for our blood, unless you're gonna say we should go down the street and just shoot a bunch of arrows into those targets at the Fletcher's shop. But I think, I'm sure you've met.
Telling you, Hex, she's not going to allow you back in there.
I apologize. I would offer it for a little bit less, but the
No need to apologize.
Sirens have reserved all the more potent potions for themselves. So.
I see. Well, perhaps we'll be able to take advantage of your offerings a little bit later on in our financial journey.
Of course, we'll note that this is one of the best. I pride myself as one of the best apothecaries in Esha. So if you do need anything, I will be here. I'll recall 40 gold as we agreed upon.
Excellent. And she counts it out and pushes it across the table.
So 40 for the one regular healing potion.
The one regular healing potion. Yeah.
And did you also want some ingredients, or is that all?
Yeah. I would. Do you have anything for anxiety?
Yes. So it can be mind altering.
Great. Love that. Like a sativa or indica.
What's
I have
the
a 50-50
ratio?
blend, actually.
I guess, indica for something sleepy time. Like sleepy
Don't
time.
do drugs, kids.
No
Cheers. It is called long bottom leaf. Yes, I see the chat
Perfect.
here. Yeah.
Long bottom.
Gandalf's been here. Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Amazing.
Oh,
All right. Well, were you interested?
Yes. God, yes.
Okay, wonderful. And I don't know how much that is, so we're gonna.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll be great. I'll let you know later.
Wait.
We don't see it's we have to actually fade away from this scene just because of Twitch restrictions and such.
100%.
Yeah, that's the reason. It's not me. It's definitely that's why. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Just as we were leaving, I don't think he would do anything with it yet, but this woman reminds Locke a lot of the monks he grew up with, just actually genuinely very caring. And I think he's gonna mark on his mini map this is a good place.
This is a good place.
This is a good person. Try to help out if you can. I have nothing I can offer her at this point other than a hug.
No, that's fine.
Which is the most powerful magic. But
it is, but she's a little uncomfortable with it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but
she doesn't know you that well yet, right? Maybe a couple more potions, and we'll see.
A little more of that long bottom leaf. Let's see how things go. But just he notices.
Excellent. All right. After a little shopping foray here as well, you exit once again, climbing up the stairs and heading down the street and turning where the kids had told you to. And it's not long before you see a little wooden sign swaying gently, hanging from two little chains above a lighted storefront. On this wooden sign, you see an image of an oak tree set with an inverted triangle. And in faded black letterings, you see Waterleaf.
Well, it seems that our long, long journey is at an end. It's been a pleasure serving with you all. And Locke just walked. I'm just kidding.
Looking like as you kind of like approach it and take a step towards the actual bookshop, there is, you know, the soft glow coming out from the inside. You see from inside, like through the shop windows. I don't know what you were expecting this bookshop to be. The weathered sign maybe being the first hint. And as you look through the windows, you see what you would call almost matching the remains of the city that was the remains of a once thriving business. But there's cluttered rows of bookshelves on the shop, lining the shop. And they seem organized, but also seem to be buried in books at the same time. And you see, looking through the window, Fawn Lee is sitting behind a desk. And there's piles of paper around her.
Thrift store, bookshop, we love it.
What time of day is it?
You guys came off kind of in the morning, then you went a whole bunch. I would say it's kind of early afternoon.
Cool.
It does not approve of this disorganized bookstore.
Unacceptable.
This is not a way to keep your hoard together.
Ida perks up once again.
I think Locke would just walk over to the door. As soon as he sees Fawn Lee, like just sort of look to the group for approval, like we're good, right? And then just like,
yeah,
like, no need to lollygag.
Perfect.
And like, I think we do that thing like knocks, but then just opens, like just like the whole
like,
I'm in.
Knock, knock,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's also a storefront, so absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you go up the steps and you kind of do that little 1-2 knock as you open the door. As you enter, and all of you follow. Who's the last in?
Ida.
I'm going to hang back on purpose.
Go for it.
Amazing. So everyone kind of files in, and Langston, right before you do, kind of hanging back for a second. So you were walking up this main street originally, and then you turned over to this other street to where the Waterleaf bookshop is. You glance down the way, and it seems to be there's like a noise that caught your attention. So you're just gonna glance down there as you go to enter the shop, and you notice like down the street there seems to be a small group of Siren guards, and there seem to be just some kerfuffle, for lack of a better word. They seem to be like arresting some ruffians or something like that. And as you pay attention to that, kind of getting your attention over there, can't help but notice, so you look kind of maybe down over a little bit more to the left, and where an alleyway is between two buildings, you once again see a dark horse with a figure above it, once again receding into the darkness, turning away, and disappearing.
You're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
That's us.
He's just talking to himself.
Yeah. And then do you enter with everybody?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, the storefront, you're here, girl. Good, congrats. End of story.
Myself.
End of it.
We walked one canonical block.
One canonical block, yes.
We made it.
But so much good stuff happens.
It's true.
No, it's
Made
brilliant in
friends,
every way.
made enemies.
It all happened so fast.
Yeah.
So the storefront's old wooden door, it creaks as you open it, Locke. And there's that small bell that you expected, even if you weren't expecting it, you expected it. That goes ding, ding, ding as you step through. There is that distinctive smell of
I'm sorry.
what it's ink, it's mildew, musty paper, but you know when you walk into Barnes and Nobles, and it's my favorite smell ever. It really is.
That new car smell.
That new car.
Not quite. Not quite.
What are the wholesale cars?
And that it has that like overwhelming, like distinctive odor as you step in. Each of you get hit by that as you walk through the door. The overflowing bookshelves kind of just, they're like a barrier from the world outside. Even though yes, from the outside this bookshop is weathered and tired, when you step in, there's just a warmth of atmosphere that books do. I truly believe this, me syrup. I freaking love it. And it feels like they're this little like barrier to the outside world. This in here is a little bit different. And even though they're cramped aisles and that are literally just just enough space for you to like, oh, let me get in here. There's books everywhere else. There's lanterns hanging from like vaulted rafters away from the books. But they cast like flickers of orange light throughout the shop. The floorboards are grown underfoot as you take a step forward. And one thing you note is that on the actual walls, past the rows of books and shelves, you see almost like detailed runes and symbols that seem to just be the decoration that's along the walls. But as you enter, Fawn perks up and looks up from her desk and says, "Oh, hello. Welcome in. I'm so glad you. I don't remember what accent I had before, but I'm so glad.
This is the one we're going with now.
You were tricking
so
us?
just go with it.
Apparently, hold on. I'm gonna get it later, but it's fine.
A ruse.
Clever ruse.
Thank you so much. Come in. Welcome. She looks very anxious. Do you have the book? Do you have it?
I forgot that's what. Yes, of course. The
relief that washes over her face when you just say yes, without even seeing it, the relief is palpable.
I think Glock was the last one to have it. I think he takes it out of his.
I think so. Yeah.
Out of his rucksack, his haversack, and just gently puts it on the table. This is a very curious item here. What could you tell us a little bit about it?
She puts her hand like on it, just like touching it with this sort of like, it's back, it's here, it's with me. Well, yes, but here, let me. I promised to thank you for your help. And she goes and grabs like a small little sack, and it has 50 gold. And she like hands it off to you, and it's kind of one of those things where she grabs your hand lock and she like presses it in to your hand, and she's like, "Truly, thank you. You do not know how much this means to me." And as she's like thanking you, from a side door, Mayfair comes out. Her assistant that was who you first saved at the docks. And she walks in from like kind of like the back room, and Mayfair also has like, and she like spots the book immediately, and she's like, that's so wonderful. Same accent as Fawn, apparently. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there.
That's what happens when you work
Fawn's
together.
mother.
You just start to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. This is great. But I'm so sorry, Fawn. Can I have a word with you, please? Just real quick. And Fawn's like, yes, of course. Take a look around. Feel free to. I'll be back in a moment. Just go ahead and feel free to peruse, see if anything catches your interest. Okay. And she'll step into the back with Mayfair. Y'all are free to take a look around.
I think Locke would like turn to the group with just like an unknowing, just like almost like giddy grin on his face. I'm just like, I was wondering honestly why the monks had me come out and leave and journey the world. And he's like, honestly, helping people feels pretty cool. And then he just like walks off towards the kids section.
What a sweetheart. Helping people. I like it. Children's books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how you say this, and I'm just sitting there like counting the remainder of my gold and my stuff, and I'm like, yeah, helping people feels so good. She's like weighing it out.
Yeah.
Mark would have
So
absolutely
good.
given you the money. I don't
Yeah.
want the money. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's
No,
bad for me to have money.
It's just the differences between
Mhm.
everybody in our party are so good.
Helping
so
people
fun.
depart with their gold feels so good.
Yeah. It does. It really
Helping
does.
people spend their money is my passion.
As you look around, there's definitely books all over the place. Plenty of things to see. It looks like Fawn originally was like writing on this desk, and there's like a ledger book on the desk itself where she was writing in. What all is anybody interested in anything?
If there's a ledger book, then I'm gonna peruse.
Yeah.
See what
I'm
they
interested.
sell here. Obviously, they're not selling enough to get rid of all this junk.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
interested in talking to Kay when the time is right.
Mhm.
Kay's walking around, just kind of examining the runes on the wall and stuff.
Awesome. Do you want to make me like an Arcana check or something like that?
Sure.
Cool.
Eight.
And then looking at the
A natural 2 for an 8.
Heyo, that's 6, pretty good.
I know.
That's pretty sick though.
Here's the thing though, right? Like runes is kind of what you work with. Okay. Runes are part of how you work, in particularly with like enchanting some of the more mechanical aspects and things like that. So definitely makes sense that it's like piquing your interest, but it's where there's a language to runes where perhaps, almost like vowels, there's certain symbols that make up a bigger rune that you're used to seeing here and there, even if it's one you're not familiar with. But if you were to imagine like imagine what you would when I say a rune, like a written sigil of a symbol. Imagine whatever you're imagining right now. Then imagine on the walls like the Doctor Who language of circles and things like that. The difference like that of like, okay, there's something that I'm kind of familiar with versus, well, this is clearly like some kind of symbol, but not in anything that I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fascinating to you, but absolutely nothing you're familiar with.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she just keeps walking around examining those for whenever Locke has a moment.
And you also feel like there's a chance this is also just decoration.
For sure.
But you're not sure.
Yeah.
Locke, would you like to?
Well, we can do the other
Ben's
stuff
case
first
here.
if you want. I mean,
Okay,
I'm happy
go
to,
for
but
it.
if you want to jump with the other stuff, it's fine.
So as Langston, you're taking a look at the ledger, kind of just like casually walk around the desk and
Yeah.
take a peek. So like the page that it's on right now, that's kind of what she was last writing in. It looks like it shows like what the sales were this past month. Just looking at the dates on there. And you're writing like, okay, let's see what all the books she sold. Well, it's not hard because there's one on the list. She has sold one book in the past month. And that book
Langston is immediately concerned, like, how do you make
About
money?
business?
This is a unsuccessful shop. They need a new
She
business
just
plan,
gave us
perhaps
50
marketing
gold.
or something.
Yeah. So she is kind of like over there with you, if you don't mind, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so she's kind of like over there with you, and you say this, and she says, "Well, have you ever considered it might be a front for what they're really doing?
I mean, I suppose, but I mean, my family owns a shop. We've ran jewels for so long. It's generations. I don't understand. If this is a front, you'd at least want it to look mildly successful if you have any sort of means.
And when you say that, Linkson, and you glance down to like prove your point by like, look, you see, you read like the entry that's there, and the book is called A Case for Modern Folk Shredding by Anders Brightwood. But you see like in the column of like how much she purchased the book for versus how much she sold it for, and she sold it for a loss of 4 gold.
Case of modern
A Case of Modern Folk Shredding.
folk shredding? What is that?
Folk shredding. Don't you know when you folk shred? It's like when you play like a folk song, but you like
folk shredding? Yeah.
like you
Bunch of
just
folks just
folk metal.
Yeah.
it's a cool
on your
mesh of
youth.
folk and metal, yeah.
My
brain was like Hannibal.
Going in on that loop. Going in.
Yeah.
Yes, going in on that loot. Excellent.
Dang, it's beautiful.
Do I have a sense? I don't really detect magic, so never mind. I don't have that. She says, do you think that she could? I mean, everyone here seems to be nervous that they're being watched for what they sell and for how much and to who. Do you think maybe
Contraband, of course, happens. If it's a shop, I imagine there's some banned books or something of the like. Whatever.
Well, do you think this is not the real ledger?
Then, if it's not the real ledger, if this is like a hidden ledger, then we should look for the real one.
Taking a look
Yeah.
at the ledger in a little bit more detail, you're like, well, what other information can I find?
Yeah.
Do either of you kind of like flip to see like, okay, what is?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Old pages to see what's been sold like over time and things of that nature.
Yeah. So you kind of like flip to the page, and you actually flip to like the purchase page as opposed to the sell page, kind of a deal. And in here you see that, so you kind of go back, right? You're looking at the last month, and if you look back you flip through some of the pages in the past, you see like nothing really of interest, not making much money at all, if any. But then a few, like several months ago, a couple pages back, you see that there's 2 purchases of books. One reads The 27 by Lead S. Finnis. And it was bought for 14 gold.
Sorry, and the title was what? Sorry.
The 27.
The 27.
By Lead S. Finnis. Finnis, whatever you... Who knows how to pronounce anything, anyways. And then the second entry, all it says is...
ass.
Yes. Lead S. Fine ass. And then the second entry says TBL. It's just initials, TBL. And it was bought for 80 gold.
Interesting.
It would make no sense if this is a fake ledger.
They're certainly not bragging about anything.
Right.
It's strange.
As they're musing, Kay, and you're taking a look around, you kind of have to walk past like a stack of newspapers. It seems to be like from a week ago. The headline reads, Murkwa Scourge, Draining Coffers, Mines.
Murkwa Scourge, Draining Coffers.
Scourge, yeah. Yep.
Does that make... Waffles might be brain farting here, but does that make sense to my head?
It's one of those like old school like titles that it's just like, I don't think it's exactly technically a full sentence, but it's basically saying Murkwa Scourge is draining both coffers and mines.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like draining the coffers through mining or something. I was like, what?
It's like coffers, comma, mines.
Gotcha. Okay.
Draining my coffers.
My coffers.
These are mine's coffers.
Absolutely.
Mines coffers.
I'm Mr.
and as
Fano
you-
and taking my
Draining the
coppers
mines
away.
coffers, and they can't even talk
Sorry,
about it.
sorry.
And Locke, you can be kind of walking over towards Kay as Kay is looking over these.
I think very awkwardly, I think Locke would walk up and be like, "Oh, I've read that one too. It's a good one." Talking about the yesterday's newspaper.
It's like a week ago.
Yeah, and then just sort of, sorry, I've just been noticing and wondering, did you make that? And he like points to the gauntlet.
She kind of looks down at it for a second. I'm working on it, but not exactly. It's kind of been in the family for a little while, given to me.
It's beautiful. I saw back when we were fighting those kitty cats. You did some good stuff with it, and sorry, I used to sail on a ship, and there was someone on the ship, old Grimlock, and he's the only other person I saw who could make things that looked anywhere close to that, and it was cool.
She kind of flexes her hand in it. Yeah, it's just a little tinkering, but
Do you make a lot of
knowing what to
things?
say. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we have successfully put the two most awkward characters together in a conversation, and I love it.
I love it in every way.
And I think Locke just sort of continues on, just like asking about, not like trying to like grill you, just genuinely just curious, just like what else can it do? I saw you could shoot rocks with it, not just shoot rocks with it, obviously, but what else? What else could it do?
We're back to that place again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Back here. Sorry. And he hands over the rocks he's been surreptitiously grabbing off the road.
I mean, yeah, she goes into a small explanation of basically like it's a heavy piece of metal. I can hit people with it. I can block weapons. I can et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the most Kay has opened up in ever since you've met her.
And I think
More willing for me to talk about the inventions and anything else.
Yep.
Do you mention, Kay, your brother in terms of the one who originally?
No, not aside from like it's been in the family and it was given to me.
Mm-hmm. And I also don't think Locke is like trying to like I don't think he's trying to like sneak anything out of Kay.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, I think I kind of like
Okay.
this person in like a cool way. Like, what's going on with you? Let's find some common ground where we can like talk. So yeah.
As
For sure.
you show kind of a little bit of like enthusiasm, Locke, to like as some of Kay's explanation, like, oh, I could also do this thing. You're like, oh, no way,
Oh,
and you
this
totally
is-
like knock over like the newspaper pile.
Several times.
Yeah, and it like it one page like slides off to the ground, and it's like, oh no. So as you all have some time here, aside from these conversations, is anybody looking for anything in particular?
I'm
around these
snooping.
books? Snooping all over.
Yeah, I'm looking
any
through
gold?
books and ledgers. Like basically, I would say Langston's staying around the counter area just to
Okay.
see, because this ledger thing's got him very interested,
Yeah.
especially what TBL means.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, and anybody else who's looking for anything can.
Yeah.
Hex.
Good luck with that.
looking for
Tex's
something.
focus is on the general investigation, but once she saw the talk about the
Shit.
Merkwa stuff, since she's trying to find out more about that,
Ooh,
she's
19.
definitely looking for a sign of that or a sign of
Ooh.
anyone who might have come through here, because she too is looking for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Also make me an investigation check.
You got it.
Langston,
don't-
a
okay.
19. So
19.
sticking around the counter, you kind of start looking around, be like, all right, well, what else can I find here? Looking under the desk, you see a lockbox. Are you interested in opening it, or are you just clocking it?
I will open it simply to see if there's been any money that came in. Like, are you really this poor? There's no way that you run a shop and you don't have any money. You're not selling books.
Right. So you go to see, like, okay, can I open this?
Yeah. Is
And
it locked? I'm not gonna try to unlock it if it's locked.
right. So you go to look at it, and you're like, okay, well, we'll just try the handle. Maybe it's open. It's unlocked.
Oh.
And you pull it open, and there is a pile of dust and like 3
Aw.
copper.
Wow.
Hey, copper. I'm into that.
And you just hear Langston just mutter under his breath, "What the?"
The fake out. There's a
You
pile.
will have
of
to
dust.
work
Oh,
on a business
Damn
plan
you.
for Fawnley. This is unacceptable.
8 lock investigation. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I am, and it's actually, I think this is quite perfect that he, I'm assuming, failed. I'm looking for like records of like either like big storms that like hit the lake or like reclaimed shipwrecks. And that's yeah.
So so as you kind of look at around the books themselves, and like after you kind of fade to like, okay, cool convo with Kay, like, okay, that's kind of fading off now. Looking around, you see that, like, okay, there's fictional works. There's a section on fictional works, like every cool bookstore has.
Spent a lot of
Then
time there.
you look for like, okay, but I don't want that. We're not looking for fictional here. I'm looking for weather, history, like accounts. You find a section on like that seems to be more history oriented. So you're starting to look through there, and it seems like all you're finding right now is really dense historical like treatises, and like, you know, this decision and like lists of like different laws and like the treaties that had been drafted up, and it's lovely dense like lawyer documents and things like that.
Then anyone who would, if anyone was watching, you'd see a great moment of turmoil of like, I need to be an adult and look through. I'm gonna go back to fantasy sections. Like, this is
Excellent.
too much to read. So
Hex, you have a 15 investigation. And you're looking for mentions of Merqua, basically.
Looking for mentions of Merqua or of her parents having like shopped here or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you continue flipping through the ledgers, and you look to see like maybe on the rest of the papers on the desk, maybe there's some other ledgers. It doesn't look like there is any customer information around in terms of that. So after that, you turn your attention from the desk to the shelves.
Yeah.
A little more deftly passing through, being like, okay, well, obviously this is fiction. There's a sign that says fiction on it. And continuing past that, you go and look for anything, and you find like an area that is a bit more like informative, but there are a lot of biographies, and if you take a look, perhaps judging from like what you are finding, a lot of the biographies, a lot of that stuff is like people that have died hundreds of years ago. It's like, oh, this Reginald this in the year this, and it's like hundreds of years ago. And so you wonder if there's any kind of information more recent than that.
Yeah.
And as you're about to give up, you turn towards one of the newspapers that had been knocked off from a few weeks ago. Well,
you're welcome.
If it's all thanks to luck. Well, if we're looking to talk about Merqua here potentially, or maybe anything more recent than that, maybe newspapers is the right thing to look at.
Yeah.
So you pick up the newspaper and you flip through more. Obviously the title catches your eye, and you take a look through. There's a lot of local gossip, but sometimes that's interesting. Maybe local gossip is exactly what you want to look through.
Yeah, it's like the reality TV. She's in. She's all in.
Yeah.
She really is that bitch.
And with a 15, you notice that people don't mention people by name here necessarily. However, the comments on Merquar are interesting. And you see that people are starting to talk about it. And you even hear one interesting piece, which is that a lot of it's conjecture. None of this is helpful on like a alchemical / like herbalistic perspective necessarily.
Mhm.
Except one line catches your eye, and it says, well, I thought it's like an opinion piece or something like that of somebody going like, and when we tried to find more medicinal and intellectual interpretation or opinion on these findings, we turned to the Salty Rose Apothecary, and India chose to be entirely unhelpful and not comment. And that was interesting to you because you, having just been there, having just talked to her, seemed to get a very intellectual vibe from her. And so her not commenting on an opinion piece, like an op-ed, probably makes sense, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't know anything. She's just choosing not to comment.
Yeah.
It just sticks in your mind.
Yeah. She reads that, thinks about it, and then wanders back into the fiction section and finds herself a romance novel entitled A Heist of the Heart with a super hot looking rogue on the front, and
it has the billowing shirt with the deep V.
Oh, yeah.
It's that flowing hair though. How long?
Fabio length. Yes.
Yeah. And it's
actually it's tied up and there's a dagger that cuts through it.
Oh my god. She begins to read that book.
Can we go to that adventure now, please? Actually,
yeah, and we switch scenes now. With that, Kay, did you want to roll? Or are you good?
Nah, Kay's just studying the runes.
Cool. So and this is kind of like how you occupy time, and I know this may have taken a little bit, but all in all, you talk a little bit to Kay, Locke, you start looking through books. None of this is taking particularly long, and a couple of minutes or perhaps a little bit longer go by before Fawn returns. And as she returns, she's right. So as I hope you sees you with the book hex. She's like, oh, that's a good one. It's a fan favorite. So
she's reading it she's oh, it came with pictures. I was not expecting that.
you don't get the Playboy to read the articles?
She just says in Elvish, "Por qué no los dos?"
Whoa! That's the best Elvish I've ever heard. But why not the both?
And as Fawn kind of goes oh, well, I didn't think there were pictures in there. She's interrupted by a large crash.
Oh boy.
Damn it, Locke.
Sorry.
All eyes turn to Locke.
Look at me. He's just putting back the ship in a bottle. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Trying to put the ledger back in the exact space it was in before.
Yes.
4 feet to the side.
Through the front door, which with much too much force that is necessary for an old wooden door, gets slammed open.
Oh, dang.
The bell, ding-ding-ding, barely heard over the as it crashes into a stack of books.
It's these fucking kids again.
3 figures enter the door. A little bit bigger than perhaps the kids you saw before. Perhaps a little bit more well-armored than the kids you saw before. 3 members of a Siren detachment step through the front door without missing a beat, start pulling books off of shelves.
Hey now, whoa,
That's
wait.
not okay.
And they seem to be looking for something.
This is quite aggressive.
Kay's moving to step in front of one of them already. So.
Yeah, Locke is like
Oh.
stepping between the people and the two shop owners, and
as you kind of even just start to step forward, so it seems to be there is like one very more heavily armored one, and then like two armored but more deft individuals, who the armored one kind of steps forward. Who of you is like more decked out? Was it Kay? Well, Kay's like buff, but I don't know if they have armor.
I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
wearing armor, but I have on like my bow and my sword and stuff like that.
Where do I
Locke's
see
got
my arm?
a big oar that he's wielding.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
And he's
I'm
the
gonna
bum.
go with Kay because Kay seems the more offensively.
I have half plate on. So.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
yeah,
Yes.
you're the
Wow.
most armed in this. Then.
Absolutely.
Then yes.
As you
I don't have
like,
a lot of HP, but I'm very armored.
as you do so, the more armored one seems to be holding like a wicked looking shield. It's this kind of intense shield. Steps forward, and if you try to interfere, and then one of the less armored one goes, "We caught wind that you keep a certain book in your collection, a particularly blasphemous pamphlet spreading lies about our beloved prince," and he kind of seems to be looking towards Fawn. "Do you value your life less than some concocted fable? You do realize if I find it, that's treason against the monarchy, punishable by death. And I'll personally see to the job of running the king's blade across your throat right here at your bleeding desk." And as you all come step forward, kind of on the offensive, one of the other ones looks over and he goes, "I saw these down at the docks with her.
These.
They're in, I bet you they're together. They're in cahoots." It's like, "Oh, is that so?"
Well, hold on. Sorry, I'm taking on your accent now because it sounds so stupid. You all are rude and stupid. I said that twice already. You mentioned something. You mentioned something about valuing each other's lives. Do you value your lives? Because
Are you threatening us?
absolutely, and I'm gonna attack.
Roll initiative, which we
Whoa.
will do next session.
Oh no!
Violence to come.
Violence. And as you all are talking, like, and as this happens, they don't stop going through the books. They're not paying you any, even half a mind, except for the one that turns to you, Locke, and is like, "You threatening us?" In which case,
I'm gonna hit him with my boat piece.
you're gonna certainly try,
I will.
but not this time. No,
Damn it.
this is
Ooh,
Or
I'm
what?
very scared. Oh,
I
God.
just looked at my
Are
HP
you?
again.
You
I
should
only
be. This
have
is
11.
this is a intense one.
That was a bad call.